Yo! Who wants to be like Wim Hof? This is gonna be our first cold bath. Hey, this is Mike Sigala from TruthTheory.com and welcome to another video. So today we are talking about cold exposure, how to get into ice baths, cold shower, what are the benefits, why breath work is an essential element to it. And you're gonna see my experience with actually taking proper ice bath in nature, in winter, in freezing cold in the lake. So stay tuned and let's get into it. So cold exposure, cold showers, ice baths, it's something that is becoming more and more popular these days, and there are many benefits to it. It helps to boost natural immunity. It helps with blood circulation, it helps with muscle recovery and can reduce muscle soreness, so it can help athletes as well. And it's something that is also a little challenge, I think, and the more you subject yourself to challenges, to difficult situations and environments, the stronger you become, right? So this is something worth trying if you never tried before, and I think it's good to start slowly. So for example, I've been doing cold showers and ice baths for a couple of years already, and I also do breath work practice for a couple of years. So I'm kind of prepared more or less for like a proper session in the lake in winter, right? But if you've never done any of these things, you probably should start first with cold showers. And the way you can do it is you just do like 20 seconds, 30 seconds every day, have a cold shower. You can start with intense breathing first, so do like 20-30 deep breaths, and then start like putting your hand under the cold shower and just get adjusted a little bit. You can try straight away, jump under cold shower, but basically the idea is to start slowly, as with anything. So at the beginning it's challenging, but if you start doing it every day for weeks, then it just becomes normal to you, and you don't really have that shock effect anymore. So we start slowly with cold showers, and it's really good to also practice breathing as well. So have a look at one of my videos where I explain the Wim Hof breathing method for beginners. This is one of the best techniques, and breathing exercises also boost your immunity and have a lot of benefits, but specifically when it gets to cold exposure, they can be very beneficial. So for example, when you are already underwater in cold and you do deep breaths, you don't feel so cold anymore. This is interesting how it works. And I also do breath work before cold exposure, so you're gonna see me doing actually breath of fire, which is a rapid breathing through the nose, and a little bit of deep breaths as well. Even recently we just published an article on Truth Theory, how in Soviet Union a couple of decades ago it was pretty common for children to just sleep outside in freezing cold, and this was a practice in kindergartens in Soviet Union. And this is something, I grew up in Poland, so we have harsh winters here sometimes, and when I was a child, like I was 3-4, my grandfather would put me in freezing water outside in winter or in the river basically to toughen and boost my immunity. Obviously, I don't say you should do it with your kids. You should always start gently, do your research, etc. Right? And one more interesting thing, because recently I went to my dad's place. You know, my sister came over from abroad, and my dad got flu a couple of days earlier. He basically like slept in a cold, wasn't prepared, and you know, he's already older, so he catched cold or whatever it was, flu or something, I don't know. But basically when we arrived, we stayed a couple of hours at his house with my sister, and he was a little bit ill. Next day in the morning, I'm starting to feel my throat, my sister starting to feel sore throat as well. And I've done my practices, breath work exercises, and qigong, which is another thing I'm doing sometimes. My sister, she doesn't do any of these things. My symptoms were gone after a couple of hours completely, totally fine. My sister got ill and stayed like that for several days. Perfect example of how these practices can really help with just boosting your immunity. Okay, so without further ado, have a look at my experience in a harsh Polish winter. Yo! Who wants to be like Wim Hof? This is gonna be our first cold bath with Lalo.
Hi there.
AKA Yo! How we doing, boys? Oh. Ooh-wee! Fucking hell. First time, not very long, like 3-4 minutes, that's it. Just to give it a try.